that like an intro now? Or are you just gonna start
No.
going along? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and the interwebs, this is Getsuga Talk Show, episode 3. We did episode 2 yesterday between me and Andrew. Our buddy Chris is back to join us, our token black man. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing okay. Tired, but I'm okay.
You're okay?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess that's better than bad. That all being said, are you guys ready to get it going? Oh, I feel like I said I was joined by Andrew. It's Chris. I'm Mitch. Whatever. Let's go. It's Saturday. We're all pretty sleep deprived right now. So
At this point, we're dead on our feet.
I think. What time did you get up?
Me, I was up by 5.
5? Yeah. You didn't sleep either. You got some sleep. I don't want to hear shit from you today. All right. Anyways, today we talked about how we're gonna talk about the possible new big 3 of anime. Last week we talked about Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, and this week we're going to talk about the possible new big 3. We're not going to include Pokemon, because who gives a shit about Pokemon? It's just there.
Plus, Pokemon's been running since before
forever.
I was born.
Yeah. But it's going to tie into something later where we might be talking about Dragon Ball Super, and we're going to have a discussion there, because that's kind of its own thing. I don't know. We'll see. First up, though, I have Attack on Titan on screen. What's up with this, boys? Do you think it's good enough to be a big 3? Do you think it's impactful enough?
I don't know. I sort of want to hear what Chris has to say on this one.
Well, he's wearing his Attack on Titan t-shirt.
Yeah, indeed.
I don't know if it's been running long enough. I mean, I guess we know My Hero is going to be on there, and that's, what, like 60 episodes in?
Yeah.
I want to say that's when they ended season 3.
63, 64.
So,
Yeah, but it's already greenlit for season 4. Like, that show's going to be greenlit.
I understand
forever.
that, and Attack on Titan's going to be greenlit to keep going, too, because everybody's hype about the... So, I would say it definitely has a deserved discussion for the top 3. But, I mean, there's literally 2 other anime that can clash with that, and that's Jojo and...
Overlord's already been cited for season 4 as well.
I don't think Overlord's big enough. I don't think, unfortunately. I think Overlord's great, but I don't think it fits the... I don't know, like, the best way to put it. I feel like everyone that's watched Overlord loves it. Don't get me wrong there.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those things where it's not the right genre, I think. It's... Maybe... I don't know.
I don't know. Attack on Titan doesn't fit the typical genre for Big 3.
Yeah, because it's not a shonen.
Not really, no.
It's not a shonen-style anime with a big protagonist who keeps getting more overpowered, although Eren does kind of...
Start off quite
Yeah.
overpowered.
Well, not even like he starts overpowered. He starts with this weird thing. He eventually learns to gain control of it, and then in season 2 you have the fight against the Armored Titan where he fucks shit up because he actually is like, oh, maybe if I learn to fight, I'll be a better fighter. But it's pretty much all you got in that regard.
Yeah, true.
You struggling over there? Are you not comfortable?
This chair is miserably uncomfortable.
You can use a stool if you want, but you're just going to be a little tall.
You mean sit way above the screen?
We can lift the camera up a little bit, man.
You're fine.
I just don't want you to be uncomfortable.
I will live with this.
All right.
I will live with this.
We're going to get a better chair set up eventually, but for now we're dealing with what we can. So
Yeah.
Anyways.
But,
yeah, it may not fit the typical genre either. I don't know. I just don't think Overlord had enough pull, right? You don't see people walking around with Overlord t-shirts.
I've seen multiple.
Do you remember when Attack on Titan dropped, though? Like, how big that was?
Oh.
Like, everyone in America is like, this is the greatest anime of all time! Because there's high flying. Like, don't get me wrong, the camera work and the animation was really cool, but it was the shit when it dropped. Overlord's cool, but it's a very niche thing. Like, it's people who enjoy isekai enjoy that show.
It is. I think the thing that was so overhyped about Attack on Titan when it first came out would probably be the 3D maneuvering gear.
Yeah.
I don't know so much about the hype for characters. True, there is that.
Yeah.
But I think the more the hype was the fact that we got people moving around like freaking Spider-Man.
It's pretty cool. Just saying.
Only using technology, not really... not really using powers at this point in time. They're still just using basic human ingenuity to
And they continue that
overpower.
Like, as they go, season 2, you have it when... Or is it season 3? When they set up, like, all the barrels to be put in that one Titan to blow it up or whatever?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think it's arguable enough though to be one of the big three? Possibly. Yes. No. Maybe so.
Definitely.
It's arguable.
Okay.
Definitely.
I want to say there's only like 4 that could be there right now anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think something we have to keep in mind, in my mind at least, is when we're talking about the big three. Yes, they have to be somewhat long running, right?
Yes.
And they have to have a huge impact in America. Because when you think Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, every person who's watched anime in America has watched one of those, right?
Probably.
So you have to find that other.
or at the very least heard of it.
Yeah, at the very least. But I don't think I've met anyone who hasn't at least seen some of one of those who watches anime.
Something that was one of the contenders for one of the older big three spots would have probably been something like Full Metal Alchemist.
But it wasn't long running enough. That was
No.
the issue there.
But it did run quite a way.
It is, like, if you use my anime list, #1 anime of all time.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't long running enough. And I think that's the thing, is it's like the overall impact it's had, I would say, is something you also got to keep in mind. Like, in America, and then the overall impact it's had on the actual anime industry.
True.
And, so on and so forth with that. So, I think Attack on Titan could be a huge argument for
I
that.
think it goes My Hero. That one's there.
You can't not... Like, I think My Hero is 100% on the list.
The other ones that you can discuss would be Attack on Titan, Fate Stay Night, or Fate.
The
Just
Fate
Fate
series?
series.
Yeah.
Ziz.
Yeah, because those...
Don't even... I got you.
Yeah.
And I would say JoJo, and then I would also toss out... wow, I just...
Black Clover.
No, that's not been that long. No,
I don't know where you're going with it, so...
I mean, Black Clover's gotten better, but I wouldn't say it's a big three. I completely lost it. It'll probably come back later.
No, you're good. It'll come back. We're getting there. But,
Yeah.
so you definitely think this is in discussion? Do you think it stands a spot to be in the
Seven
three?
Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins?
Seven Deadly Sins.
I think, given another year or two, it might be up there.
Yeah.
Because it
once
needs more.
once everybody gets wind of Lord Escanor, bro.
Cool.
I really like season 1, but I like season 2 too. But as soon as
We'll
they
see where it
introduced him,
goes,
it went
'cause-
so hype.
Because I've never read any of the manga or anything for the show.
I've read some of it.
And I don't know, like, what more there is. Because at first they destroy, like, the ultimate evil. And then it's like, oh, we're killing a bunch of fucking other commandments. I don't even... It's a weird story point. Anyways, we'll get over to that. Once we kind of discuss the ones that we want to discuss, we'll discuss if there's anything else that might be presentable in the list. I do think Attack on Titan is one of the front runners outside of My Hero. I think you have to talk about it again. It had one of the biggest spurs. I was in high school when it first dropped, and they had a big break before season 2 and 3. There's breaks in between, and I think that's one of the biggest things that, like, hurt it. But this has also had one of the biggest influences in the West. You see people all the time running around in, like, the jackets that they have with the different insignias for the different corps and things like that. And I don't know. I feel like everyone is somewhat familiar with this show, if not seen it. Especially in America.
Most likely.
And my only thing is I just don't like it that much. I don't think Attack on Titan's bad. It wasn't enough to keep me hooked. Me and Chris had talked about this last year, actually, when season 2 was out, when they were talking about season 3. It's like, it's okay. The overall story points are so fucking weird. I don't know how much they've explained in season 3, but possible manga spoilers here. There's 7 Titans that can be active at a time or something like that? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Seven active Titans, and then they all have, like, a unique ability of some sort, right? Eren has... What is
Rage.
it? Is it Rage? I thought he had the ability to command or whatever. Wasn't that...
Well, he pulled that. He has 2 Titan powers now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be Rage, Diamond. I can't remember the one that controls. It's like the compass. There you go. Compass.
There you go.
Then there's the Monkey Titan.
I just...
Beast Titan?
The Beast Titan, yeah. I think it's a cool
Armor
theory.
Titan, then there's Colossal Titan.
I just think it's a weird thing. That's all. I don't know. It wasn't enough of a story to keep me hooked. At first, I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then it became this thing of like, well, everyone's a Titan. And then it's like, what?
Everyone's not a Titan, though.
Every human has the capability to be a Titan. Is that a better way to
But
word
you're
it for
only
you?
capable of being a Titan if they inject you.
Yeah. And then there's always the chance you have no control or power and just go.
Well, you don't have
straight
control or
under.
power. That's how it works.
You don't have any control or power if they inject you and you turn into a Titan.
Yeah.
You're just the normal Titans. Like, maybe it interacted weird with your body, so you'll be an abnormal, but you're normal Titans. The only way you can become the main characters, the main Titans,
Is if you consume...
You have to eat them.
Yeah.
But, no, everybody's not a Titan. It's not like you can just turn into a Titan. Like, they have to force turn you into a Titan. So all the Titans that people were fighting at some point was force turned into a Titan.
Damn.
And the whole reason why they only eat humans is because they're trying to find
The seven special ones.
to turn back into humans.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like the underarching, but like the overarching story for the whole thing, like, I mean, you haven't gotten into it enough, but like it starts getting real
Complicated?
not complicated. Like it's still pretty standard once they explain it, because they explain it. You get your anime monologue of explanation, but it makes everything. I mean, it makes it even more darker than it started out, because I mean, everybody remembers episode 1. Like, his mom got turned into a juice box. Like, I will always call that the juice box episode.
Oh,
Like, in slow mo, she get drunk up.
Yeah,
It's going.
she does. She get bit in half like a piece of steak.
But
What are these? Again, a steak? Steaks tend to be, on the general sense, not that easy to just chew through. That's why you have to cut them with a knife.
Jeez, how dull are your teeth?
Do you not cut steak? Do you just grab a steak with a fork and just eat the whole thing?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I want to go to a steakhouse with him. And just, like,
I don't.
watch him eat now.
Because I'll be just disturbed the whole time. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
Apparently, I'm weird.
You could have said a carrot or a berry, something that explodes into juices or is easily eaten through, like a carrot. And instead, you say it's so. Anyways,
I mean, it is a human, so it's like just it's long pork. That's what you call it in D&D. That's long pork.
long pork.
I think that's just the technical
How did
term.
Kavada lose her powers?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all all ate long pork.
Oh, shit, I remember that.
I don't. I wasn't there for that.
Oh.
You were.
A friend
Definitely wasn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Kavada
were.
never lost her powers when I played with y'all.
Yes, you did. It was like the first couple weeks you were there. But anyway.
The first week I was there, we killed the quaddle.
Right, but then like y'all went into a market.
You
and
weren't there
people-
for that particular match.
Yeah, I wasn't there that night then. Yeah, see, I wasn't there. I would,
Well, I knew
because
you
that
were-
was the night a bunch
I
of
knew
people
you
were
were coming
there.
around anyway. We off topic because
We
this has
super
nothing to
off
do with anime.
Anyway.
Nothing to do with anime. Absolutely nothing. Anyway.
So, I don't think we're going to go around and break these down like we did the first 3, because I think we're going to have a general discussion.
What
And
character progression? Amazing.
do you think Aaron progresses as a person?
Yes, if you
Outside of his combat abilities?
if you watch up to season 3, yes, he is like a completely different person, and actually in the manga, completely different person. Like, he goes from optimistic child to, especially like, I'm doing the anime because it's the furthest away, but optimistic child to he doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna do what is necessary to reach his goal. He sacrifices people to accomplish said goal. Completely different person.
He no longer tries to save everybody.
Mikasa, completely different person. The only thing that stays the same, she wants the dick. But I mean, that's his wife. Like, or they're gonna kill her at like the most random moment to set off like a chain reaction. But if she survives, that's wife. Okay. So of course that's not gonna change, but a lot of her other stuff changes. What's his name? The amazing captain.
You're talking about Levi?
There you go. Levi changes as a person. They even give him a whole.
Yeah,
like,
because he
when-
loses a fucking arm.
Not even just that, but his person. No, is it Levi that No. The one that loses his arm is Erwin.
Oh yeah,
Blonde
Erwin
hair
does.
dude.
Erwin
Erwin
loses
loses
his arm.
Levi was injured or something, though, right?
Yeah, in his leg, but
I thought it was his arm.
No, Erwin loses the arm.
Gotcha.
But Levi, completely different person.
And Levi's lieutenant.
Yeah. So
Erwin's the captain.
Yeah, Captain Erwin. But completely different people. Like, most of the characters change. Hell, Armin.
I'm not talking shit about the show. I'm just saying,
No,
we don't have time to break down 5 shows like we did last week.
I got that. I was just saying, character progression.
I think it's great. That's awesome. My opinions don't change. I'm not that drawn to the show. I have nothing. I'm not like, oh, it sucks. It's just.
I say the story's progressed pretty well as well. I mean, it didn't feel too slow. At the very beginning, it might have, but after first season, things started taking off quite rapidly.
You have to tell me I'm caught up.
Yes. Okay. Basically, season 1, we pretty much just think that Titans are mindless monsters. That they have no connection to humanity whatsoever other than the fact that they prey on them. By season 2, we're starting to realize that they might be closer than we'd think. Some of them even have what you might call a feather of their past intelligence.
No, I think season 2 ends with old dude's parents getting turned into Titans, remember?
Yes.
Inside the house? So no, by season 2, you know they're humans.
Yeah.
Well, they talk about that in the beginning of season 2. Yeah, that's when they go out on their expedition and stuff. And then you start to find out that everyone else is a fucking Titan in their group. You find out about the giant Titan, the colossal Titan, and then you find out about the armored Titan.
Yeah.
And
find out Annie's a Titan.
Well, you've known that since the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally.
If you didn't make that connection in the first season, you don't have a right to watch the show. I'm sorry. It looks just like her. Like, what do you... Stop. All right? Stop. Anyways, we're not breaking them all down. We don't have time for this, all right? We have 2 hours, friends. We gotta, we gotta bang shit out.
Fine.
Definite contender. We'll put it up there. For now, we're going to do them one by one, and we'll start knocking some out and putting them in place, all right?
So when are we going to talk about My Hero? Because, I mean, you know that one's there.
I mean, we're talking about it next, so how about you chill the fuck out, buddy, all right? How about you pick up your dick and you calm down a little bit, all right? You don't need to show it to everyone. We don't want to see it. It's all right. All right. To appease the man, I can't move the camera from this distance, but we have a My Hero poster up here now. My Hero Academia. No doubt in anyone's mind this is in the top 3. 100% earns a spot. Reasons it earns a spot,
No.
Let's hear it why.
Actually, it's number 2 because One Piece is still a thing.
One Piece isn't a... No, we're not talking about One Piece. One Piece is a part of the original Big 3. That's like saying...
But it hasn't exactly been knocked out either.
Yeah.
It's not out of the
But
running.
it can't be in the list still. You can't... Okay. Let's say... Fuck, I can't even come up with like a good analogy.
I was going to say, if you go Mount Rushmore, like, those dudes' heads is still there. They just... You get another great president.
Yeah, but they create a different
head.
monument for different things.
Yeah, but they'll probably just add another head. If there's another great one, they'll just add another head, and then he'll be part of the Mount Rushmore. That's why.
But we're talking about separate monuments, not adding to the same monument. We're not taking the Big 3 and making it the Big 9. We're taking the Big 3 and creating the new 3.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You got it? You
Well,
understand?
then we definitely need a topic for the Mount Rushmore of anime.
Like the all-time greats?
Like top 4, top 5.
Yeah, we can talk about that in time,
Well,
but
no,
you have
no.
to expand your
You're right,
horizons, and you have to expand your horizons.
All right.
What? I've watched a lot.
I was about
Do you want to see what's listed as some of the greatest anime of all time? Guarantee you haven't seen half of it. All right, let's look at the top anime of all time rated-wise. Kimi no Wa, bet you haven't seen the movie yet. Have you seen the movie yet? No. Steins Gate, have you watched all of it? Have you watched? Are you aware that they're making a new Steins Gate?
Yes.
No, actually, I did not know.
Okay. Gintama, I know you haven't watched that.
Actually, I've been watching Gintama.
I haven't
I call
finished
bullshit.
this. That is a lot.
Hunter x Hunter is number 5.
Finished
Yes,
it.
definitely.
I promise you haven't seen this shit. Have you ever watched The League of Galactic Heroes?
No.
No.
Yeah. That anime is from 1988, my friend. Guarantee you haven't watched it. More Gintama, more Gintana.
Yeah.
What the fuck's the English name of this? March Comes In Like a Lion, seasons 1 through 3, all
Yeah.
amazing.
Those I watched.
Top of all time, Kono Katachi, the one I've been wanting you guys to watch for so long, number 10. None of the anime that you probably would have put in your list in the top 5 are even on this list. Maybe Full Metal Alchemist, like we talked about, but like I said, number 1 anime of all time. Nobody has ever doubted this shit. It is the highest by like a good margin too. Like compare that 0.09 and then it's like 0.01 differences all the way down until you get to 7 and 8.
Jeez.
Monogatari series, Clannad. Have you seen Clannad?
Yes.
Yes.
Both
Okay.
original
Okay.
and after story.
Have you watched Haikyuu yet?
Actually, yes.
Haikyuu's in the list.
I haven't finished it. But
Code Geass, everyone's seen
Yeah.
Code Geass. Spirited Away, everyone's seen that.
Yeah.
Made in Abyss. Anyways, you know, we're gonna. This list goes on, but
We get the idea.
my point stands that My Hero is cool, but it's not considered some of the greats of all time. So you have to specify your list.
You can't consider it a great until it's done.
Well,
and you
it's
see
not
how
even
it
that.
is.
Like, I think you have to think about stuff like March Comes In Like a Lion is still airing, and that's on that list.
True.
Gintama is still airing, and it's on that list.
Yes.
My Hero needs that one moment though. Usually there's like
I think
that
My
one-
Hero just needs a little bit more time, and it'll get there.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
just-
give it, I think if they keep progressing characters the way they are, and it's that one moment. Like United States of Smash was amazing, but there's like that. That's not the one moment that like makes you, as soon as you think about it, like you always think about the same thing. Like with like you were saying, like for me personally, Full Metal Alchemist, like I always think about Mustang, like just snap.
And killing her. Yeah, everyone remembers that scene. Like, I was gonna say that's the one scene I think everybody like can definitely relate to remembering. There's a handful of them, you know. The doctor who experiments on his daughter and everything. That's
fuck.
That turned into
guy.
a meme.
Yo, have you seen it? It's like the new Pokemon looks so good, and they put her in there from the movie. Oh, it's so fucked up, bro. But anyways, I was saying, if we're gonna do something like that, I think we have to do like genre-based stuff, because these are technically classified as shonen anime. So you'd have to talk about the greatest shonen anime of all time. And not a lot of people talk about it, but I know you've seen it. Detective Hitman Reborn. I'd put that up there. I fucking love that
Man.
show.
I
Hitman
hated like the first.
2 seasons.
I think it was like the first season. First
First season was pretty slow because it was just Hitman showing up and like, pop!
It was so stupid. I was like, it's so bad. The only reason why I got through is because I kept hearing people say it gets better.
It got way better.
And so I was like, you can make it. And then all of a sudden,
You're off screen, by the way.
Then all of a sudden it like got serious. And you were like, first of all, why did it get serious? Like, I got why, but it was like such a tone change.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the tone change made it epic.
Yeah. It's a
Like,
great show.
especially my man walking around in the suit, and then he has to slide the glove on, and you're like, oh no, he's about to slap you.
So like I said, I think we would have to break it down into genres, right? I think shonen would be a thing. We could do movies, like top 3 movies of all time, or top 5, whatever. But it'd have to be different monuments. You can't just say, this is the best anime of all time, period. Because again, everyone's gonna have their opinions. And like, yeah, maybe the best genre or the best action anime ever. But I like comedies more than I like action, so it's not the best anime for me. You know what I mean? So we'd have to break that down. But I'm down to do that in the future. That is why we can do this shit for years. So I'm not worried about it. We can talk about something.
Dude, this is
break
one
it
of
down.
the few things we will not run out of
Oh, yeah.
material for the next.
There's
50
too much
years.
material to talk about. But anyway, let's kind of circle back. Let's get on track a little bit.
All right.
Back to My Hero Academia. Why does it deserve a spot in the top 3? We all agree that it does, but let's break down some of the reasoning.
Character progression,
Easily.
It's huge in the West.
music.
It's huge in the West.
Yeah.
Because this is what we were talking about earlier, right? We have to talk about its impact. It's doing power scaling right, which is new in shonen for the most part. And Naruto was like, who's the next big bad guy? And it's like they just had to keep ramping it up. And Dragon Ball, you have that issue, and Bleach, you have that issue. Like, there's always that power scaling issue. And yeah, Midoriya is getting stronger, but there's always just like, they show like a top 5 villain, and then they just puts him in his place, and he's like, oh, never mind, I'm not badass, you know? Because there's like a spark of time there for a second where like when they beat Stain, you're like, oh shit, they can fight villains now, like they're strong. Nah, bro, they still get the shit smacked around, and I respect that. I respect that the show's willing to like.
Gosh.
They can beat some villains, but most of the villains they're beating are either low tier or they're beating a mid to high tier villain using teamwork or a collective or something. It's not Midoriya is just stronger than everyone. That's the show.
Yeah, no.
What new powers are going to pull out this week? And I respect the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I think they're doing shonen power scaling right. They're doing heroes in a fucking fun way. And I think that's another big thing that you have to keep in mind is like right now, name one person who isn't into either Marvel or DC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone's been watching the Avengers. Everyone's been watching some of the DC shows. We're not going to talk about the horrible movies, but the DC shows.
I don't know. You can't exactly say that all of the movies are terrible, but you can say
I've heard
the majority of them.
I haven't watched all of them, but I've heard Wonder Woman is the only like half decent one.
Yeah, and there are people looking forward to the Aquaman movie.
DC lost me when they cast my man's as Batman. Why?
He did do.
He was swole as fuck.
He did do a good job. For the role he was given, he did do a dang good job.
But you're following up Christian Bale's Dark Knight, though. You know what I mean?
Which was a much... I can't even really call it a darker character. This Bruce Wayne just killed motherfuckers like it was nothing.
They were done.
What do you mean? Batman doesn't kill people.
He stabbed a dude and left him hanging on a wall. He's dead.
On top of the fact he put a man's skull through a frickin' solid board floor.
Okay, as strong as Midoriya and All Might are, you know Bakugo's gonna kill someone one day by accident.
Oh, fuck yeah.
As fucked up as he is,
He's gonna kill somebody.
he's a good guy. And that is another thing I really fucking love about this show, is that, like, everyone was scared that we're gonna have a Sasuke moment.
Where
when
he gets gonna get corrupted.
Yeah, they, like, kidnap Bakugo and they're, oh, fuck. I was so annoyed when I read that in the manga. I was like, are they really gonna do this? And then they finally did it fucking right. They made Bakugo like, nah, fuck you guys. I'm just a dick. And starts blowing bitches up. And then you have like that really cool the choreographed scene in the anime where Bakugo's fighting like 5 villains at once, trying to keep himself like away while All Might's fighting Might Guy. I'm thinking of fucking Naruto.
While All Might's fighting.
Yeah, like that whole just chunk was fun, dude. You had All Might versus All for One. And Bakugo versus the League of Villains.
But I like how every time, this is what they've notoriously done. Every time any of the main characters get growth, they will be like, I wonder how they're gonna do it now. Because what they would do is there'd be character growth, and you'll see Midoriya doing some awesome stuff, or see the characters do something awesome, and then they'll show All Might fight somebody, and then it's like, this is the gap that's still there.
Yeah,
and then Midoriya gets some more growth, Bakugo gets some more growth, characters get some more growth, and then All Might versus All for One. This is the gap.
You saw that fight and you realized, and like they showed it really well. Like Midoriya and all the guys behind the wall, they're like, "Nah, we can't fuck with that." Like,
right.
Nah, I'm good.
Right, but now I'm wondering, like I know that there's another big fight that comes up, but it's not with All Might.
I know what fight you're talking about.
But it's still not going to be the same level of like show how big the gap still is, because like
it's even
weakened All Might, and that's the other thing, like that's still weakened All Might. All this time that everybody's like hyping All Might, like, because I got a shirt.
Yeah, this is All Might after he got hurt.
Yeah, this is not super powered All Might. And I was hoping that they would show in the movie super powered All Might, but they like showed 2 moments before he got injured, but it was before he got injured and before he mastered all One for All. Yeah, One for All.
Yeah.
How he's mixing 2 up. But so you don't even in the movie you don't see
the true
like how great All Might was, because you see, like, I think he was in college at the time when they showed a flashback. So you see college All Might. So he's not even a full hero. He is still finishing up like his training. So you see like the ends of the spectrum. You don't see what turned him into number 1 All Might. And so, but I do wonder, because I like that. Like, usually how each season goes, like, it'll go like the training-esque arc, and then it'll go Midoriya's big fight or big moment, and then it'll be All Might fighting somebody, and then this is the gap that maybe they close it a little bit, but this is still the gap.
Yeah, but at the same time, now we don't have that anymore where they are in the show now.
Will you just go back and push those books back so we get more camera space real quick? Sorry, I just like... It's just, there's definitely just not enough rooms. That's probably good.
That's probably better, yeah. But anyway, you got to think about it this way. Now they don't... Where we are now, All Might he doesn't have All for One anymore.
One for All.
One for All. Damn, I mix that up too often.
I don't know, to be honest. Like,
they can't keep using that show the gap anymore.
Yeah, but you have other big heroes. You still have... Todoroki's dad. Yeah, Endeavor. You still have him. He hasn't actually
But-
had a fight yet.
But even in the manga, they come outright and say the gap between the two of them
Was huge.
Right.
So here's my thing. That can even further the point that if Endeavor has a huge fight and fucks some shit up that fucks them up, they're gonna be like, oh, we're super far from that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know what happens.
I've read the manga too. I'm just saying.
He's struggling out there. It's
that.
hard out there for a
that.
flame guy.
I get that. But they've done really well with the power scaling. I think that was our overarching point.
They did that with Black Clover.
True. They didn't have the main hero just walk in the frickin' door and just all of a sudden be able to beat bitches down.
I mean, first of all, we're not there yet. Second of all, they gave him a pretty overpowered thing from the start.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to use it. You can have all the superpowers in the world, but if you don't know how to frickin' use it just happens at random.
Oh, do you mean like a Midoriya?
Yeah.
Yeah, Midoriya has the most powerful quirk
In the world.
in the show,
and
it's stronger.
Yeah.
Mind you, All Might just gave him because it
gets
compounds
powers,
power.
yeah. So it's All Might's power
on top of everybody else's power.
Now on top of whatever.
All
Midoriya
he needs
can
now
pump
is not
into.
to blow up his whole body.
You mean
He's broke. Plus, now they're hinting that there's even more power because the power is starting to break singularity.
I'll be right back. My doorbell's ringing. You guys keep talking.
In the manga, they're hinting that it's breaking singularity, which I guarantee is going to give some sort of crazy power.
something stupid?
Plus, it's also insinuating, a lot of people were starting to theorize that Midoriya has a quirk undercover because the biggest hint with it is the brother that got one for all.
We interrupt this broadcast to give you a commercial break. You gotta go move your car.
All right.
My neighbor's trying to back up his RV into the driveway. Whoa. Be careful there, buddy. I'll just go around that way. It'd be easier, bro.
Just don't trip over the board.
I will pull. There you go. Now let's push it back for the camera purpose.
You can leave it there for a minute, dude. It's gonna have to come back.
Anyways, My Hero Academia is shit. What's up? No. My front door doesn't open. It's a pretty sad day in my life, but it is what it is. Anyways, what were you guys talking about? Sorry, I walked out.
Well, we were talking about how apparently One for All has now started breaking singularity.
All for one or one for all, bro? Get it right.
One
All for one is All Might.
All for one. All for one.
Or one for all?
I
Hold
thought
on.
it was One for All.
All for one's the villain. I'm sorry. One for all.
One for All. Thank you. I thought
One
I
for
had
all's
it
a good
right
guy.
from
I'm
the
sorry.
start.
I'm all over the place.
Shit. It's like you starting to break me.
Starting to break singularity.
It's
Okay.
starting to break singularity and become even more powerful than it ever has before.
Well, that's what happens when you multiply.
Yes, I get the whole compounded interest.
I'm just saying.
Per user. But
Bro, you're killing me. Just pull up the stool.
God damn, I am not sitting on that thing. That
You're
hurts even
shuffling
worse.
so much.
I can shuffle.
You remember the ASMR video? That's what they're hearing right now.
God damn, that sucks. I am sorry, people. That it sucks.
Just saying.
This chair.
Putting it out there.
All right, I'm staying right here.
Yeah?
I'm staying right here.
He's going to move in 5 minutes, guaranteed. Anyways. 100% deserves a spot, though. Top 3. 100%. I don't want to hear an argument against it.
I don't know if I can. I don't
think you could talk me out of it. Like, this show does so many things right. Yeah, it has a couple of flaws here and there, but the music's awesome. All the supporting cast is awesome. They flesh them all out as time goes. I don't know. We'll see how the anime does it, but the manga's done very well fleshing out all the side characters, except for Minata, the fucking grape guy that nobody cares about.
Super perv.
Yeah. But outside of him, though, this show has been fucking amazing. You know what I mean? They've fleshed out all the side characters. There's actual, permanent damage to the characters, which is cool.
Yeah.
Midoriya fucks up his hand so bad that he has to figure out a new way to fight. And that's so cool.
Again, doing exactly what his teachers told him not to
Yeah.
fucking do.
And then you have like really cool moments where like the characters are progressing more ways than just their powers, but like as just people, right? There's been genuine character progression to this point in the story.
Yeah.
Permanent damage, that's something we mentioned.
Yes.
And then you have like the show kind of covers so many genres, right? You have comedy, you have action, you have pretty much anything under the sun, and a little bit of romance here and there, you know. It's actually just everything you want in a show.
True.
And it's something that's of course gonna be popular in the West. I like how I tell you about sound and you're sitting there playing with the chair now.
Fuck you.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just trade chairs with me. You're killing me, Smalls.
What?
And we gotta let Chris in anyway.
You
He keeps
tried-
playing with the chair and shuffling 1,000 times. So I'm just fucking trade me chairs. But I swear to God, if you start swiveling to make noise in this chair, I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
Yo, toss me them Doritos, though.
Oh, motherfuckers. Are you not dieting at all?
I am.
So you're gonna eat Doritos.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you for opening a super loud bag of chips. That was the whole thing you told me to move chairs. It's because it's loud as fuck.
Oh, hell, dude.
You guys are killing me today.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, the show covers pretty much every genre. It's funny. It's awesome. There's long-term damage. There's pretty much everything you want to show. We got a message. Your favorite hero scene was the scene in the mall where powers weren't involved and yet the tension spike was very real. The fact that it was a deadly situation, he had a bunch of people around completely unaware. Brilliant. The mall scene.
Yeah,
The one
when
where
he wraps his hand-
Shiragaki's got...
Oh, yeah. In public?
He's
Yeah,
got him
gotcha.
dead to rights in public.
Yeah.
Could totally just kill him right then and there.
I understand that. They like these fights aren't always the biggest, baddest, who hits the hardest and stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of thought process that goes into
There's
it.
also
There's
quite
a lot
bit of psychological stuff that
For
goes
sure.
into this.
I'm curious to see how Shigaraki's going to be like the biggest, baddest villain at the end. You know what I mean?
I think One for All is going to give him his quirk.
I
All for-
wouldn't be surprised.
all for one.
All for one, yeah. We got that confused like 30
Yeah.
seconds ago.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
The thing I think that makes for a good top 3, actually, I was just thinking about this, is when anime is really thought-provoking and you start getting a bunch of fan theories. Because that means that people care enough
To think about it.
yeah. So, like, there's a ton with Attack on Titan. There's a ton with My Hero. Like, people
For sure.
think that Midoriya currently has a hidden quirk.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought that the brother of All for One didn't have a quirk, but he had the quirk to pass on a power.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the manga, slight spoilers, the One for All is breaking singularity because it's been passed too much. I'm sure he's gonna have some sort of quirk that probably solidifies that back. Because you can't have a quirk, like what happens if the quirk breaks while it's in you.
Oh, shit.
You know, and then there's also, you know, the fan theories that Dobby is related to Endeavor and him, which then adds a whole darker tone. So, like, when you start getting the fan theories, that you know you have a hit, like, I'm sure every anime has that, but when you have, like, en masse fan theories, you have a hit because people actually care about what they're looking at.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there's been theories going on for a while, and then for the longest time there's theories about the teacher until the All for One fight and stuff, you know, or the All for One, One for All fight. I think it's just how it's gonna go. And
People think the principal's the traitor.
the traitor, I don't think
Because
so.
nobody knows who the traitor UA is either. Like, and then that's the other thing. Like, they'll hint something,
Yeah.
and then it'll just go away. And then all of a sudden it's like, and we're back.
Yeah. That was something I hadn't even thought about in a while, but I don't think it's the principal.
No.
I think
It's Invisible Girl.
Could be. She's the perfect. She's the perfect.
She's the only one that's been caught lying in the show multiple times.
Yeah.
I be watching the theories, bro. She's been caught lying multiple times.
Living on YouTube.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Be up at 4 in the morning, like, I gotta go to work, but
I think it's going to be someone we really don't expect. I think it's going to be one of the class kids. I do agree with that. Maybe the invisible chick. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of
well,
somebody.
she already outright said her power is to bounce light, but she straight up lied at the start and said it's just invisibility. She said it in the second arc when they were training for their thing. So she even lied.
How do you still find a
what her
way to
quirk
play with
was.
something to make noise? I'm just asking. Like,
It's part of my nature, dude. I fidget.
I fidget too, but I don't make that. Like, I don't know. You're just always finding something to like make noise with, and that's the thing that's killing me. The person in chat said that they don't think the principal could possibly be the traitor. He doesn't have enough character development, and what we've seen of him, his psychotic outbursts are more playful than vengeful. I can see that.
True.
My other thing too, like I said, is I think it's gonna be one of the class kids, and I think it's gonna be somebody who we think is like 100% good. Maybe it's Mineta. You know what I mean? You never fucking know. I'll be so mad if it's that little shithead. By the way, let me just put that one out there.
To be honest, it'll probably be somebody that
You respect.
It might be one of the kids who got in on. Hold on.
It'll probably be because it has to be 1A.
It doesn't have to be 1A. It could be 1B. Because, listen, there was 3 kids that got in on recommendations only. You have Todoroki. I forgot the chick's name, but the chick who can make things out of her body. And then that's it. Those are the only kids in that class. And it's already been discussed. Like, there's only supposed to be 18 kids a class. And Class 1A has 20. Class 2B has 19. But those 3 kids, or 4 kids that got in out of recommendation, whatever it is, that got in out of recommendation, they make up. So there has to be a kid in 1B who hasn't been discussed yet, who hasn't had any character development, but was in on recommendations alone. So I think it might be that person. Because how else would they get into the... Like, I think that's a way that they could get into the school.
I think it has to be somebody in 1A. Just because they purposely went out of their way in season 1 or in the chapters to say nobody knew that they were going to be at the training facility when they first attacked, but the teachers in 1A. That was the only people that knew.
I thought they just said the students, because 1B also went to the training facility.
No, I'm talking about when the no move attack.
I know what you're talking
about.
about.
Yeah, that was only 1A.
Yeah, only 1A
Only
knew
1A.
about that.
1B
trip.
also would have been going.
Later,
This is my
though.
thing. Yeah, they would have gone later, but they would have known about the training facility.
They would have known about it. They would have known what day or what time they would have been scheduled, or
Yeah,
what
but
1A
that
would
was
have
all
been scheduled
planned
for.
to attack 1A. And they were expecting All Might, and All Might didn't come out of chance. So somebody had to have known that
Still could
it
be a
was that
kid in
close.
1B, I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure. It's probably going to be somebody that's like super upstanding.
Let's
and
say,
can-
like, okay, it's slightly different in American schools, but in Japanese schools, you have, like, a period where you're like, oh, we're going to go do this period after this class. That's probably what they told them. I think it's very possible that it could be the kid in 1B who got in off recommendations. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
We can theory craft all we want, but it won't change anything
Right.
once the time comes.
Sure.
Right, but the point is just how we got into it about a theory that
Yeah.
great.
Like I said, this is undoubtedly one of the 3. You can't take this out. You couldn't kill me and make me take this out. Like, it's just not happening. This person said that they think it's their guess is Todoroki because he got in against his will and blackmail. But I don't see that. I don't see Todoroki doing that.
No.
I think
Unless they're accidentally giving somebody information that then they don't realize.
Mineta, an idiot. He's weak,
Chasing titties.
weak, and easy to manipulate, guaranteed. And we still haven't seen.
But that would make for the betrayal. It's still. I'm telling you, it's going to be a betrayal that makes people care. Like if Mineta betrays, you're just going to be like, I fucking hated him anyway.
Yeah.
But if it's like Todoroki, like they said, or
So let's kind of knock this out. 100% not Midoriya.
or Bakugo.
Or Bakugo.
100%. Yeah, it's not Bakugo. We've seen his side. Unless they decided to pull this crazy 180 on him and he's playing some long con type shit. I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
But
That'd be
I don't think it's Ochako.
No,
Or
yeah,
Raka.
no.
They're trying to set her up for waifu.
Yeah.
super waifu.
It could be Froppy.
Huh.
Because we care about her. Everyone likes her. They may not like, oh, she's the best character, but everyone likes her.
And she always seems...
And she's stealthy.
True.
I read that wrong. No, I said that you said it would be Todoroki and he'd be against his will. It's blackmail. I definitely read what you said. I don't... Anyways.
Yeah.
I think Froppy could stand a chance. I don't think it's going to be fucking... What's his name?
Ida.
Yeah, Ida. I don't think it'll be him. He's
No.
too straight and narrow, I think, to even, like... If they did that, if they made that him, I'd be pissed. Like, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm mad that he betrayed them. I'm mad because that's not what he would do.
Unless it goes with his personality.
He's secretly a fucking... It's possible, but they'd have to start showing these changes.
Yeah.
Because if they did it randomly, you'd be mad.
True.
No, I didn't say that. I said he got in on recommendations, and he's saying that he would blackmail them against his will. Or what? You get what I'm saying? He's doing it because it's against his will.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's Todoroki either.
No.
I don't see it being him.
No.
I don't see it being, what's his name, Red Riot.
Red Riot,
Yeah,
I don't see it being him either. I think he's too straight and narrow as well. Like, his character, I don't see him doing it. I don't see it being the belly button guy, but it could be. But I don't care if that was him either.
See, that's the problem.
I mean, you just hate him more.
Probably.
It would have to be somebody that everybody mildly respects, at the very least.
Okay, so this is what the person in chat's saying. If you buy into the theory that Dabi is Todoroki's lost brother, then there's a scene that perks their interest. During the campaign arc, when Dabi takes Bakugo, the director goes out of his way to have the final shot of the kidnapping be Dabi running his finger across Bakugo's throat. Then it cuts directly to Todoroki's reaction. Nobody else's. Why? It's a direct threat.
I believe it. I believe that it could be Dabi. Even in the manga, there's a couple moments where they purposely make a Dabi Todoroki.
So you're saying Todoroki would be the...
It could very well be him.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was him at first. Because, again, it disappeared. It could have been him maybe the first 2 times.
During that time, yeah.
You know,
it's possible.
And then you have Power of Friendship, where he breaks his whole hand, both his hands.
To get him to pull out his powers, and Bakugo's pissed because he won't get... Yeah, that was one of the funniest scenes. He's like, why would you fight me at full power? And they have to, like, fucking restrain him to give him his medal. Fucking great, dude.
Acting more like a damn dog.
It could have been that.
I can see that.
Because as of right now, at least even in the manga, there hasn't been any evidence that the traitor is still there. There's just the 2 traitors moments that happen.
Or at least the informer.
It's possible. Like, again, I'm not arguing against that. We'll see. I think we can theory craft it all we want, but then there also could just be one of the teachers or something, you know? But I do think it'll be one of the students. That's just my opinion. I don't think it'll be a teacher.
It's more likely to be a student.
Yeah, so we'll see. But moving forward, we're supposed to be talking about the big 3 right now. We could have an episode about My Hero anytime. I think we could do that next week. I talk about My Hero all fucking day.
Right.
I love this shit, bro. Following that, though, let's go ahead and move on to our next contender for the big 3. What do you guys want to talk about next? Do you guys want to talk about Fate? Do you want to talk about Dragon Ball Super? Do you want to talk about JoJo? What else?
I can talk about JoJo.
All right, let's go.
I can't talk about JoJo to save my life, but I'll do my best.
Have you not watched it?
Not a single episode.
We talked about this last night, actually.
Yeah, we did talk about
this. I have nothing against JoJo. It just didn't catch my attention enough for me to, like, love the show.
Season 1...
But I know how big it is.
So Season 1, and that's probably the issue. Season 1 starts off so slow. And then it doesn't even escalate super fast. Like, they don't hesitate to kill the main character, which is cool. But so slow. Season 2 is where it, like, really digs in. So, like, I would say it's the equivalent of, like, Reborn. Like, if you can get through Season 1, you're good. Yeah. Like, and I'm not even saying Season 1's bad. I didn't think Reborn Season 1 was bad. It just is different.
To me, the first season was just so slow. I just wasn't into it. Like, I want to say, like, the first 10 episodes, like, 4 times trying to, like, get into it. But I was like, man, I just can't do this. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, if you can make it to Season 2, you would be set.
Yeah.
And
I understand, like, my thing, the only reason I think it's able to be discussed is, like, 2 out of 3 people in the room have not watched it and, like, been into it, right? And that's why I think it has a chance to be up there, because I know a lot of people who are super into the show, but I also know a lot of people who are like me who are just like, it's an anime.
Yeah.
You know?
But think of it this way. Out of all 3 of us, all of us have heard of it. True, only one of us has really watched it, but all of us have heard of it.
I can name a lot of anime that we've all watched, though.
This has, like, the second best power scaling. Like, you remove My Hero, it goes probably Hunter x Hunter, JoJo. Like, if you mess up and you run into a stand user and you don't know their powers, you're at a disadvantage even if their stand is weak. Just because you don't know their attacks, their range, you know, sure, Jotaro's stand was godly. Huh?
I was saying speak up a little bit. You
Oh.
started getting, like, talking
Sure.
voice. I know you can't have to, like, it's like half yell. You got to speak up. When
Sure,
you're
his stand was godly, but, like, it is super short range. So a ranged character could, in theory, if you can stay away from him, beat him. But how many people knew the exact range? And usually by the time you figured out the range, it was over.
You're getting your ass beat.
Yeah, so it was always strategic, and there wasn't any power scaling. Like, everybody was about here. Like, even the weaker ones where you're kind of like, that was trash, was made strong. Like, there was a dude that could produce a sun. That was his stand. So it can't attack you. But, I mean, it's powerful because he produced the sun in the desert while they're walking across the desert, so they're getting double the heat. It almost killed the whole party. The only reason why he ended up losing is because he wanted to watch them. So he gave off lens glint.
Oh, he gave off lens glint.
Lens
He gave
flare.
away lens flare.
There
Yeah,
you
he
go.
gave away his position.
Yeah, and then that was the only way they were able to beat him. Otherwise, a very useless combat power almost wiped out a whole group. So, like, that's amazing. Like,
True.
just like Hunter x Hunter. Granted, Nin, the way they first incorporated it was ass pull, but then once they incorporated Nin is... Like, you can make your power super strong the more specific you make,
Yeah.
you know, your... I can't think of what it's called now. But it was like, it's like that, you know, in it. So, I think JoJo, especially for the people that fought through Season 1, because Season 1 is kind of weird. You go vampires and then...
So is the whole show not about vampires?
No, the only person... So,
Is Dio Brando?
he's like the main...
Villain, but I
Yeah.
thought the whole point of the show was like he just keeps making more vampires and like JoJo's sons keep fighting more vampires.
No.
I don't know, man.
No, because...
That confuses me because like I don't even know how to digest the show.
That's how
That's how I thought the whole show.
That's how they...
That's why I was like, how is the sun not powerful if they're fighting vampires?
That's how they justify Dio coming back.
As a recurring
because
villain.
in season 1, I want to say Dio dies.
Yeah, JoJo
with-
kills him like
yeah.
I remember.
And
that.
they both sink. And then in season 2, they like crush like the ancient vampires or ancient species.
Yeah.
And then in season 3, Dio comes back, and he's fused with Jojo, the original JoJo's body.
So he'd be more like a spirit at this point?
No,
I don't know.
You'd have to watch it. But
Here's my thing.
again, that's how they justify it, and it actually makes sense because again, he's a vampire. The way they explain how vampires work, it all works.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying you're leading me more askew, and it makes me want to watch the show less. So I don't know how this could be a big 3. Okay, at first I had a shot for it because I was like, oh, it's like people using whatever the fuck the Haman or whatever it is versus vampires. Now it's just people fighting people. What's the point of the fucking show?
So again, in season 2, it's to finish wiping out the vampires.
Okay.
Season 3 is to get revenge with Dio.
Okay.
Season 4 picks up with it's Josuke, right?
I think so, yeah.
Picks up
Joe blank, whatever it is. Joe fill in the blank. That's what their all names are. So.
Yeah. It picks up with Josuke, which then Jotaro shows up, because then they start like getting them closer. Because I think season 1 to season 2 is like almost 100 years.
Yeah.
And then they're closer, so then you start seeing the other Joes and
Yeah.
respective shows. But anyway, so season 2 follows one of the things that Dio made, which started making
Okay.
stands.
What is the point of the show?
Right now, it's like so far it seems like knocking off Dio, like because Dio.
So Dio's still around.
I don't know in this season because I'm purposely waiting so I can binge watch.
I got you.
But Dio, like...
So
Dio,
from 3 to now, Dio's still alive.
Yeah, Dio has been, like,
Okay.
an overarching...
So it's just kill the villain. Gotcha. See, that makes it a little more bringing it back. Because for a second he made it sound like, the vampires weren't an issue anymore. But Dio's the vampire.
Yeah.
So I get that. Somebody in chat had mentioned that I hate when people do that with anime. Most of it sucks, and then it gets good. Oh, like One Piece. That's why I can't watch One Piece. I hate shows that are like that. I feel like I should just be hooked into a show early and be able to be on it. I understand slow starts. Maybe that's a thing, give it I don't know. Let's say One Piece
They usually say 5 episodes you should give an anime.
Like Reborn, I think a season of 300 some odd episodes, whatever it is, it's like 300 episodes, right? 300 episodes, that's fine. Because that's a small chunk of it. We're talking like One Piece, 300 episodes.
Right, but that's the same with Jotaro with Reborn.
But this is worse than Reborn. The first season is so weird.
Right, but I'm telling you, I swear if you can make it through season 1, you'll be like, okay, I see why people like it. Because the combat is even more grounded, and it's... Basically, season 1 is the builder. But it's season 1.
Okay, so somebody in chat just mentioned this too. I think this is a very good point, because Reborn does this.
Yeah.
A slow start's fine, as long as there's a good hook at the beginning that's worth waiting for. And in the beginning, you see adult, what's his name? It's been so long since I watched Reborn, but you see him like as an adult, and, like
Asuna?
Yeah, and he's like, he's gonna be the leader of the mafia, and you're like, oh shit, that sounds cool. How's that gonna happen, But Jojo, it just starts, and it's like, I'm jealous of you, I'm gonna kill your dad. Like what?
I want your money. But that's kind of real life though. People be.
But then he lives forever and becomes rich, I'm sure.
He becomes a pimp.
Yeah. So that's my thing. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know if he's rich.
He's probably rich.
In season 3, they don't show him really caring about money. He's just a pimp. They have like a scene where he has like a gang of bitches.
I don't doubt it. Dio Brando's the ladies' man, right?
Yeah.
But
it gets super real. Like Jotaro when they first. No, not Joseph. The one. No, Joseph is the original. The one in the second season, like when they first introduce him, he runs into a vampire. He hadn't learned.
That's fine if you're opening it. It's just not playing with it. That's what was killing me. Is you were sitting there just like playing with the plastic, and I'm just like, Andrew, stop.
But
anyways,
like they like they make the characters more realistic. Like the dude attacks him, and he just pulls out a Tommy gun, like lights up the whole building, like the whole.
Don't get me wrong. I want to give JoJo a chance. I really do. It's just so hard for me to get through the first season.
And then,
because at least like again in Reborn, Leader of the Mafia. If you watch Kenichi on Netflix, this is how I became the greatest, martial artist alive, and you're like, all right, how's this gonna go?
My Hero does that too, but My Hero doesn't start off slow.
No.
Yeah. But you're hooked, but because of that one thing, you know what's going to happen, and it makes you more interested in the whole show. This is just like, it's just open-ended.
Yeah.
And that was my concerns. I was like, what the fuck is happening with this show? And because I didn't understand enough about it, there was like, it was just this weird thought process. I'm like, so this is just about his sons over and over again fighting more vampires? Like, what?
No.
Like,
I mean, I guess they're fighting him, but like he starts recruiting humans because stand users is something that humans can do. Like, again, it's hard to explain, like without like over spoiling certain things. But like I said, like they make the characters real. Like,
we'll get
like I said, my man shot up the whole building, but he was fighting a vampire, so he shot up the whole building. And as he's coming back together, he's like, "That won't stop me!" And then he just tosses a grenade in there. He's like, "Oh!" And he tosses the grenade back out, thinking he's safe. But as he tosses the grenade out, he realizes that he had like attached a bunch of grenades to his back. So it's like snip, 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 and he's like, "Oh!" And then when he realizes he's not dead, then he's like, "Well, now it's time for my secret power." And everybody's like, "Oh!" And he's like, "Run away!"
Okay, like I said, I want to give the show a chance. I think it has potential to be a big 3. But I think compared to some of the other stuff we're going to talk about, I think this can get knocked out pretty easily. Somebody in chat had mentioned that there's too many high-profile anime to just be a big 3 nowadays, and I can agree with that. You got to realize, like, when Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece came out, like, that was the shit. You know what I mean? There's a few other small anime in there that were cool and short-running series. Like, Code Geass was out during that time. That was some shit.
Full Metal Alchemist getting overshadowed.
And it's one of the greatest shows of all time, but it was just it enveloped the media so much, and I don't think this has enveloped the media quite like My Hero or Attack on Titan
or One Piece. I mean, One Punch Man.
Yeah,
and that one, if they actually kept the show running,
they're doing season 2.
It is slotted for
I got
season 2,
it, but
they've been on hiatus.
They've been slotting season 2.
To be fair, the manga
isn't
isn't that far ahead of the anime. Like, there really isn't that much in the manga. There's only 200 chapters.
True.
There's really not that much.
I got it, but I'm saying One Punch Man would easily be there. The only reason why you can't bring it up is because you can't keep hiatusing. Like, Hunter x Hunter would be there if they kept showing it.
Yeah.
Or possibly Tokyo Ghoul if they kept going and they didn't take a fucking 3-year
hiatus.
Or even D. Gray Man.
Again, I think you think too much of that show. I don't know anybody who's been like mentioned that.
D-Gray Man is hyped as shit.
I don't know anyone in the anime community who mentions D. Gray Man on like. I'm not saying nobody watches it. I'm just saying nobody's like, oh yeah, that's one of the good shows. Like that's one of the greats. You know.
But that's because the first season. So you had the first part.
But okay,
and then you had a 4-year break.
So here's my frame of reference. I think Tokyo Ghoul could have stood a chance because anytime somebody's like, oh, I like dark shit. Oh, you've seen Tokyo Ghoul then, right? Everyone always mentions Tokyo Ghoul, right?
No.
But I've never been like, I like dark action and D. Gray Man, that's what you like. You know? Like, I've never heard it come up in conversation. It's never been like a natural like phrase that's come out. I don't know.
Maybe you're right.
You know what I mean? Like,
but I definitely think One Punch Man would be
for sure.
easily on this list.
For sure.
They didn't.
I give One Punch Man another 2 years to release 2 more seasons, it's up there. Like,
It probably will be.
love it or hate it, SAO has monstrous popularity.
True.
But SAO,
We established part of this last night. It has a lot to try to make up for.
yeah, I think SAO's issue, and we're kind of trying to talk about long running stuff as a whole. I guess SAO just released its 3rd season, which isn't too bad. You know, it's at fair length. My Hero technically only has 3 seasons. What?
I thought it was on his 4th season.
3rd season. It's SAO 3.
Alternative doesn't count as the main storyline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and the Mothers of Zarya and all that shit was technically part of Gun Gale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And Alfheim was part of the first season. It was like
Yeah.
We don't
Even
talk
though it was
about-
technically broken apart. Yeah.
We don't talk about Alphon.
There's
We don't
3
talk
arcs in 2
about Alphon.
seasons. There's 3 arcs in 2 seasons, and it was just kind of weird.
They should have really just stuck with.
They should have just
starting.
skipped Alfheim.
Forget that. They should have just. The whole first season should have been the first game.
Oh,
Yeah.
easily.
Like,
yeah.
because the tension of that, like,
Yeah.
bitches is dying.
On top of the fact that they skipped like an entire year of story, like all the shit that would have happened within that time period. On top of the fact that like 6 or 7
Well, like
months.
every episode was like a month or 2 or 3 month skips in between episodes for the most part. There's a couple where they're back to back.
You shouldn't do time jumps like
that.
No, you shouldn't do time jumps early in your show
No.
because it makes it hard to. First of all, it makes it hard to track, and second of all, it makes it hard for you to care. Like, if I see you in episode 1 and you good, and then in episode 2 you the shit, I'm like, what the fuck happened?
I got you. So somebody mentioned, I wasn't trying to say I think Tokyo Ghoul would be a top 3. I'm just saying it's more notable than D. Gray Man. That's all I was trying to say. Like, you say somebody likes dark horror type anime, everybody mentions Tokyo Ghoul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've just never heard someone be like, oh, so you like D. Gray Man? You know? Or you hear people talk about, like, I like action anime, name the list, you know? Dragon Ball, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, fucking Fairy Tail, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist. What else we got up there? SAO, shit, you know? Just throw it all in there, bro.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yeah.
So yeah, we'll kind of circle back. I don't think JoJo's gonna stay in the top 3, although I do think it is fair to say that it's hard to limit it to a 3 because I think there's so many big influential shows right now.
Yeah, it's hard to call. It's hard to call.
Yeah, I mean,
the
but
top
if you're
3.
gonna start talking like big impacts, I mean, Goblin Slayer just stepped in the spot, and because of its,
It just started though, and it's only 12 episodes.
I understand, but it stepped in the spot just off of its first episode.
Caused a lot of it caused conversation,
right? Which immediately gave it its free publicity.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
shit!
Yeah, but people don't like it. It's bad publicity, and yes, there is such a thing as bad publicity, whether you say so
I mean,
or not. Like,
a lot of people initially, when you think about it, a lot of people didn't initially like Berserk when Ohgrr got super raped.
yeah.
Nobody liked that, but now look at how people view that. Like they were like, it was super necessary to the story.
For I'm sorry, I zoned out.
For Berserk?
Berserk got you. I thought you said SAO. Yeah. I'm like, what? How was that necessary to anything? What?
Nobody
but I got
raped in SAO.
Nobody talks about Alpine.
And Alpine, when he starts like taking off her clothes and he's gonna rape her, like that's what's about to happen. Elfen Lied is a great anime. I know that some people don't like Elfen Lied. I loved Elfen Lied. This is an older anime. But we're talking horror genre.
I haven't gotten to watch that one actually.
Just fair warning: the first episode is like nudity.
Oh, I figured.
It's just boobs.
It's like High School DxD.
Oh God.
Yo, actually though, High School DxD is a good show. It's just an ecchi, so you get a lot of fan service. But it's actually a good show. Like, there's a lot of really good comedy aspects. The main character isn't a complete fucking idiot. The supporting cast is useful and good.
I guarantee you, if it wasn't for all the titties, that would be a top 3.
It's in like top. There's like No Game No Life. I think is the number one. No. Food Wars is the number one ecchi anime of all time, followed by No Game No Life, and then High School DxD, and then High School of the Dead. I think is in 4th.
High School of the Dead, but
they'll never finish it. I'm pissed. As ecchi and fan service as it was, they'll never finish High School of the Dead. The creator of the show died.
What?
So the manga won't ever finish. The anime won't ever finish.
Damn.
I enjoy some fan service. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not out there like, let me see some titties. But if there's some like in good taste, right?
All anime have fan service. Like even Fairy Tail, they just
Erza. Just Erza's fan service enough for the whole show.
But I mean, Lucy. How many times does Lucy just get all the clothes blown off? Oh no, my big ass titties, I'm covering half.
She just has like strips of cloth on the nipples, and you're just like, bitch, what? You've watched Kenichi, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that.
Shit.
If you've read the manga, like the very final fight, you remember the sword woman? She like literally
is fighting
in the last
buck
fight
naked
with strips of cloth on her tits. Like that's it. That's all that's in the manga is a strip of cloth. And they even mentioned they're like, how was that even on there?
Oh shit, the manga for that show.
No Game No Life was fucking awesome. I wish they would give us season 2, but they won't because they were just trying to sell their light novel. I enjoyed that show.
Oh,
as fan servicey and shit as it was, that show was cool. It was just a cool concept. It was everyone's cheating, but we're smarter than you, so we're gonna cheat better. Which was an ass pull beyond ass pull, but it was a fun one. You're like, how are they gonna cheat? It wasn't like Naruto where it's like, I just powered up and did a bigger Rasengan, It was
Senju cells. Never bring up power to me in Naruto and not say Senju cells.
The will of D.
Or that. I haven't even watched enough of One Piece, but I know how stupid that is. Sounds like a bad porno.
Probably.
You can't beat me because I have the will of D.
Dude, that sounds like the name of several bad pornos, let's be honest here.
Alright, what else can we discuss as possible top 3?
7 Deadly Sins.
7 Deadly Sins and...
will you type out 7 Deadly Sins for me? I don't have
Lord
access.
Escanor says
It's hard to
so.
reach around.
Because Lord Escanor says so.
You understand.
There's a good way and a bad way to do the unbeatable protagonist, according to chat. No Game No Life does it well. We will know from the start that the blank will win, but the way they're going to win is very interesting and unpredictable. That's what I'm saying. It's not, we're just becoming stronger. It's, they come up with a cool, unique way to cheat, and I really appreciate that. Raildex, I've actually not seen any of that shit yet, and I'm excited to watch it. Images.
Yeah, I'm trying here.
Okay, you're killing me with the left hand thing.
Are you left-handed?
No,
I can go
he's trying to
either.
reach around and like grab it normally. All right,
I'm out of
so we got 7 Deadly Sins as a possible. I could see it as a possible one. I think it needs more still, but I think the reason it's so big is because of Netflix. Hands down, if this show wasn't on Netflix, nobody would have watched it to the degree they do now.
I guarantee you're probably right, but it doesn't matter because that's not the point of this conversation.
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just bringing it up, right? Like, I think
Yeah.
Netflix is a huge reason as to why this show got so much popularity.
Well,
But we're talking about overpowered characters that we know can't get beat.
Escanor. Done so well.
I actually started reading...
50% of the time, he is completely useless. The other 48% of the time, very hard to beat. 2% of the time,
Impossible.
unstoppable. Like, full powered.
You gonna bastardize all of my chips, or can I have some?
I'm the only one dieting, actually.
No, I've been dieting.
But you're eating a bag. Do you know how many calories and carbs are in that bag of chips?
Sucks. You know
so you're not dieting.
Do you know what I ate for Thanksgiving? Diet.
That sucks. You know what I ate for Thanksgiving? Diet.
And low self-esteem. But anyway, this is my cheat.
And then my happy ass got a full course.
You're going to take a cheat day in a month-long fitness challenge.
I thought it was 2 months.
We started like the 20th.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of time. Anyways, back on subject. I think Seven Deadly Sins gained a lot of traction because of Netflix. I don't know if it's had added big of an impact on the West as shows like My Hero Academia, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man. But it is pretty big. I know pretty much everyone's watched at least some of this. Hell, even people that I know who don't watch anime, like fucking Uriah and... Uriah doesn't watch that much anymore. I don't know if he ever did, but like him and Stephanie watch this. And I know for a fact Stephanie don't watch no fucking anime. So...
They both
I haven't
love
even
the shit
talked to
out
him,
of it.
so I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, it was when I lived there, so...
Oh.
It is beside the point.
But, yeah, like... So that means it's already breaking barriers. So I would say just off of that.
But just because it got bought out by Netflix doesn't mean it's breaking barriers.
I mean, getting people to watch it that you know don't watch it is breaking barriers.
I can name a bunch of shit on Netflix like that, though, for anime. There's a lot of anime on Netflix.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, like, because the anime watchers watch it as well as the people that don't know watch it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, those two together, I could easily... That statement alone easily makes that minimum top 5. Minimum.
We'll see. They said in chat, popularity does not necessarily equal equality. I don't think this discussion is about quality, per se.
Yeah.
Because I even mentioned that I didn't get into Attack on Titan, but I do think it deserves a top 3 spot. Because I think when we talk about the big 3, we're talking about shows that had a huge impact in the West and kind of changed the face of anime. And you can't deny that Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece built the shonen genre. And between those 3, you had so much, like... You had such big influence in the West. And then we're getting onto shows now like Attack on Titan and My Hero Academia, huge impact in the West, changing the face of anime, power scaling in shonen. Like, they're actually changing anime with how big they are.
The only one prior to Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece
Dragon Ball
would be Dragon Ball. And Dragon Ball's... Well, Dragon Ball...
That is the granddaddy, though.
Yeah, true. But DBZ was still running on Cartoon Network when I was in elementary school?
Yeah, so if we were talking popularity, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece wouldn't be the big 3. It'd be Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and one of the big 3, probably One Piece, unfortunately. Maybe Naruto, but it wouldn't be Bleach.
No.
But
Naruto.
Dragon Ball and Pokemon were much more popular, made much more money during that time.
And for the most part, technically are still running.
Yeah. Because
do you know how much money, like, people could just throw ass-pull games and put Pokemon on your, like, purchase.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even people who aren't into anime love Pokemon and Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? Like, that was a cartoon for us growing up. It's not something, like, people are like, oh, yeah, that's an anime. I love anime because I love Dragon Ball.
Digimon.
Digimon, too. There you go.
Yeah.
I think Attack on Titan also has an element of it. It gets good later as a critique. I had quite a few problems season 1 that season 2 fixed. I can understand that, but season 1 kept you drawn in, though, because it was like, oh shit, what the fuck's happening with these Titans? What's going on with the walls?
And then they got you to care about characters just for them to get disrespected.
And then they
brutally murdered.
Yeah, and then they introduced Levi, and you're like, this man's a fucking badass. He's gonna fuck shit up. Between him and Mikasa, you got fucking legends running around this guy.
That's the only 2 characters that
are actually good.
But that you also feel like they're not gonna die soon. That's the only 2 characters. Like, as soon as I saw them...
Are you talking about, like, they're giving these animes, like, the Game of Thrones complex?
Yeah, like...
Everyone can die.
Everyone can die, except, like, you knew those 2 wasn't going to.
If they die, it's going to be in some fucking crazy way, and it's going to cause a huge thing.
Right,
like,
but...
Because if Mikasa dies, Aaron's killing everything.
Right, but, like, everybody else, you were like... They're all on the chopping block. And most of them were. You get this whole backstory. Like, Ohgrr, they introduced the brown-haired chick... with the Diamond Titan, and then she fucking throws her into the tree and just snaps her whole spine, like, gone.
Just real quick to comment on what you're saying in chat, Watts, Bleach has been out of Shonen Jump for a while now, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bleach has been done. The anime never finished. It was the least popular of the big 3, but I think it was my favorite of the big 3, but it was the least popular. I think it was probably one of your favorite of the big 3?
All time.
You'd say down here?
Are you asking me this?
Dude! I'm just confirming for the conversation purposes, man.
Yes.
And out of your big three?
Yeah. Well, Naruto has always by far been my favorite of the original big three.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But One Piece was my close running second.
That's my screensaver. Nope, they're not gonna be able to see it.
No.
No, they
I don't
super
care.
ain't gonna be able to see that.
It's Bleach.
That's
It's
who
Bleach.
Getsu.
We get the idea. But yeah.
But I understand why you asked. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a conversation with people who don't know. You know?
You're right. You're right.
All right.
I mean, shit, the man asked me to forge him a freaking sword from that show.
Yeah, where is that?
It's on its way. It's on its way!
He's about to be unemployed. He's going to start working on
Yeah.
this.
I'm literally going to be working for like 2 months on all the back projects I've had.
Why? You know what? We'll talk
'Cause
about
he
it
is
later.
a seasonal job.
different. Okay.
My seasonal. Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if I could put Seven Deadly Sins in the big three. Is Dragon Ball Super still going? Yeah, it just finished up about 3-4 months ago. It's
Yeah,
been-
and they've pretty much announced the new one because for the people that don't know, Fighter Z and Xenoverse are going
Video
to
games
they're
about Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Just
those are
clarify.
games about Dragon Ball. They're going to incorporate the new Broly movie in, which is a direct continuation, and then after that, in the manga, they've already hinted because the manga stops. So how it ended is they ended the Tournament of Power, and then they slightly touch on the Broly thing to show that there's the time skip is going to be the Broly movie, and then they immediately talk about Goku developing his power while he's training with Vegeta. So now Vegeta and Goku now train together consistently now, and they were like touching base on how Goku can't.
They revealed a new manga story apparently, according to someone in chat.
Yeah.
It's confirmed.
Yeah.
I
I was trying to like not give too much spoilers.
think good.
but, yeah.
I don't think anybody's like too worried about it as long as you don't say how everything ends. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can talk about the Tournament of Power ends. Everybody assumes that's how that's going to end. You know what I mean? So I will say this: I think people like bash on SAO too much because you're bringing it up in chat. So we're just gonna have a small conversation. I think people bash on it way too much. It had romance elements, and yes, that's how the first arc ended in the end of Aincrad, right? The whole Aincrad arc. That's how it ended.
Problem.
Alfheim, his motivation was love, but it wasn't about being in it wasn't like let's go on dates and I love you. It was he was trying to save somebody. Okay.
True.
Worst fucking arc though. We're not talking about that. Gun Gale had nothing to do with romance.
No, it literally was him trying to find somebody killing players in an entirely different world.
And then Einkornization or Alicization, whatever it's called, does that have any romance elements?
other than
Outside of Asuna?
outside of the first episode, yeah, that's pretty much.
I
done
think people
now.
are bashing way too hard on SAO. I don't think it's a great show, top 10 of all time. I think it helped shape Isekai. I think it's one of the most important anime of our time.
Oh, it definitely started off the whole isekai.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, shows like that had been around for a little while, you know what I mean? There's Digimon as the original Isekai show.
Oh, shit,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But
But for some reason, after Sword Art Online, there's 3-4 isekai shows a year now.
there's more than that, I'm sure. There's some that we
Yeah.
don't even mention,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not denying that it has flaws. Welcome to the stream. I've got time. How you doing, bud? I'm not denying that it has flaws. Everyone will admit that SAO had a lot of fucking flaws. Tons of them, matter of fact.
I've
It's
watched
all-
all
but-
of it though.
But
it's
you
in
enjoyed
my-
it, right? All things considered, skipping Alfheim, it was a good show. It
I
wasn't.
didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even mind Alpha.
I watched Alfheim. It was just
I was
that.
just like-
it was the over the top ridiculous. What impact did that have on anything? Right? They introduced all the fairy leaders or whatever, and they were fucking their side characters that meant nothing, no backstory fleshing out nothing. And then you had that awkward, weird rape scene that came out of nowhere. I think the best scene of the entire season was when fucking Kirito finds out, he goes to the hospital because he knows that he saved her or whatever, and they have fucking fight in real life in the parking lot. That's the best scene of that whole season. The entire Alfheim arc, it was just not there was just no purpose
It was
for it.
like a filler.
They could have skipped that whole thing
was
and
like
nothing would
filler,
have changed.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You want me to talk about RuneScape? We're talking about anime, my friend. I don't know if you consider RuneScape an anime, but it's definitely not.
One of the original RPGs that I played for PC, probably, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
call it an anime.
You can enjoy a bad anime. I think that's very true. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
As much as you love Dragon Ball, overall, the first, okay, Dragon Ball original Dragon Ball, cool as shit, not gonna lie. Dragon Ball Z got fucking ridiculous, especially the Buu arc. Cell arc made some sense, but the whole Buu arc was just like, let's just have bigger, better battles. No reasoning really for it. And then Buu kept getting these random fucking power-ups and shit.
But Super Buu was amazing.
You get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, that, you can't deny that was just, like, thinking about it objectively, a bad arc in that show. You could have skipped that arc and nothing about that show would have changed.
I mean,
because
it wouldn't have gotten blown up.
It wouldn't have even
because
changed.
Majin Buu. You know how many times people threatened? Majin Buu was just like, as soon as Kid Buu showed up, he said no words.
All I'm saying is it wouldn't have even changed Dragon Ball Super because Buu wasn't even in the fucking fight. You know what I mean? Nothing actually would have changed if you skipped the Buu arc.
I understand that Toriyama likes Frieza, but stop.
All I'm saying is, like, there are objectively bad anime that I've enjoyed. I think SAO is one that people just genuinely, there's a lot of flaws with it. Continuity-wise, there's issues. Theory-wise, there's a lot of issues. Hell, I've been having issues with Rascal Dreams of Bunny Girl Senpai. You know, like, the theories that she's putting out, like, Futaba, love you to death. But shut the fuck up, alright? What does Schrodinger's cat have to do with this? Nothing. Shut up. But I enjoy the show very much. Favorite anime of the season.
Yeah, I did enjoy that part, though, because it allowed you to sort of put into perspective what she thought was happening. It still became an important part of the episode.
Can you be on the stream? You watched Dragon Ball Z the other day. We can do guests sometimes. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm down.
Mm-hmm. But not today. But maybe when you are Dragon Ball talk. I will say, in Dragon Ball Z, there's that issue where they're saying that, like, there's really no, like...
there's no overarching story in Dragon Ball Z.
That's not even the story. There's no threat. Because at the end of the day, they're going to find the Dragon Balls, they're going to wish shit back, they're going to revert the damage one way or another. But in Super, you had that very scary, like, you're not wishing the Earth back if Xeno removes the whole universe, you know? So Dragon Ball Super kind of got rid of that. But
then they added the Super Dragon Balls, so they're like, psych!
Yeah, but nobody can use the Super Dragon Balls except for the
Gods of Destruction.
And the priests.
Yeah, the angels.
The angels. You have lots to say about the Dragon Balls and the Gokus? Well, I'm sorry, man. It's we're actually almost done with this episode. We don't have a whole lot of time left.
He said in the Gokus?
Yeah, he said the Dragon Balls Z and the Gokus.
Man, like,
if you could make an argument for any other season, let's kind of just
Black Clover.
Black Clover. Do you think it? I think there's a difference between having a slow start or a start that isn't interesting and a start that actually turns people off.
It's terrible.
The beginning of Black Clover is horrendous.
It's horrible.
The first 3 episodes were garbage.
That's because they turn
hot garbage.
I don't know why they spread it. Like, I've never heard of
garbage.
that. They just spread
Garbage.
one chapter.
Garbage.
They
Hot
just
trash.
Spread one chapter.
Dumpster fire. Andrew's love life. Fuck you. Screaming Simulator 2018.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I've heard the show gets better.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. It gets a lot better.
I can't get past the first 3 episodes. So it kind of kills me there. Okay, let's kind of revert the title here. Let's kind of revert the title here. Let's not say the big 3. Let's just say unnumbered most impactful anime of the past 8 years since 2010.
Fate.
You think Fate's a big one? Why do you think Fate's impactful?
So, most definitely, you have the fear of losing characters.
No, you don't.
Man,
They can get summoned again in the next Holy Grail War.
I got it, but for the show they're going, like, I got that it's like an over, but...
And then Fate has like 12 animes, only 3 or like 4 of which are canon. Everything else is like side stories and alternate universes. I'm just saying.
Those fights.
That's all Fate is, though. What the fuck is the story?
That's what Dragon Ball Z is. There's no overarching story. Like, Frieza. We're just gonna throw Cell in there. Throw in a pink guy that turns people into candy. Bald alien. Mr. Robotnik. Let me not lie. The Tournament of Power actually had a story arc, but
Yeah.
still, Mr. Robotnik. Senju cells. Then again, though, all jokes aside, that Saiyan power-up is probably a bigger ass pull than all of them.
You mean the one where they managed to survive?
Power levels is an ass pull.
You're right. But realistically...
Okay,
if they had any...
let's be real with ourselves. How much further do you think Dragon Ball is going to go? How many more forms is Goku going to get?
Easily.
At least 3.
Easily 4.
He's going to gain a God of Destruction form. It's going to happen.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
It's going to happen.
I think you're going to purposely keep him from reaching...
There was a
Beerus'
fan
level.
theory I heard where...
I don't think so.
Goku gets seduced by one of the female gods of destruction, ends up just producing a god.
What are you
son.
talking about? I remember you brought this up before. I don't think this is actually a thing.
Actually, it was a comic originally, but that one's an entirely different one. Somebody shot me a fan theory the other day on my Facebook page, said that they just thought Goku was going to have a god of destruction child with one of the female gods of
So,
destruction.
Chi-Chi's a God of Destruction. Because Goku's not fucking no bitch while Chi-Chi's around.
No.
Like, that's more than Bulma. Because Bulma has her moments where she, like, puts Beerus in his place. And then Beerus is like, what the fuck? You know? Chi-Chi's like... like, she's the next tier up. Chi-Chi is, like, actually a fighter, first
Like
of all.
Farmer with a shotgun level.
Full plate. Yeah, this is the story of Dragon Ball. You ready? Goku is strong. Someone wants to destroy something. Goku tries to stop him. Goku fails. Goku trains. Goku punches a guy in the face. Goku wins. Dragon Ball in 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Not bashing on it, though. Like, as much bullshit as people want to give that show, too, like, name one person that doesn't enjoy Dragon Ball at least once at some
Name one
point.
person that didn't get hyped when Goku first turned Super Saiyan.
Name one person that watched the episode when Gohan's training Videl how to fly, and they didn't try to learn how to fly.
I didn't try to fly.
Bullshit. You told me you did.
No, I said
No,
I didn't try.
you said
I
you
tried
did,
to
and then you
produce-
also tried the Key Blast.
No, you're right. I didn't. Try
I got
Super
you.
Saiyan.
I got you on video.
You're right. You're right. I said
I got you on video, bro. Come at me.
He said he got the receipts.
No, but like everyone's been hyped about Dragon Ball at least once. So, circling back though, impactfulness. I don't think Fate is impactful.
That's true. That's true.
I think it's a show that people have enjoyed, or at least they've enjoyed at least one season here and there. But I don't think it's been like impactful.
That's true.
I think we all agreed on My Hero Academia. We all agreed on Attack on Titan. I think a moment ago we just agreed on SAO. It's been in the past 8 years. Hugely impactful. Good or not, hugely impactful.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul, then.
Yeah,
Even though it takes breaks, Tokyo Ghoul.
It has still very much been stuck in current.
Because I know I was hyped as soon
conversation.
as I heard they was bringing it back. I was like, what? What?
You do know what's going on in the show, though,
Yeah.
right? This is post-time skip after
Yeah.
he gets trained. It's
Yeah.
Kaneki, like,
Yeah.
with memory loss. That's what the
Well,
show
no,
is.
his memory's back.
Yeah,
Later on.
Yeah.
If they brought it back right away in the anime, it's already garbage.
Oh,
Because
no,
in the
no,
manga,
no,
they
no, no.
waited, like,
No.
forever for them to be like, yeah, you're him. What? Yeah. But, what else? One Punch Man. I think we gotta throw that in there. Fairy Tail was really impactful in the West.
Definitely.
I think that was, like, the new, bigger one. I just don't think it was good enough, unfortunately. It lost a lot of steam really early on.
That's because of friendship.
You mean Yu-Gi-Oh?
You said fairy tale. And I said, 'cause
You
of
mean
friendship.
Yu-Gi-Oh? You remember that was like the whole like first
Yeah.
arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! They had like the symbols on their hands and shit. And then he was always like, but my friends will always be with me, so I'll believe in the heart of the cards. I summon Exodia! And he's like, what?
You can never do that in a real game.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Not if somebody had skill. No, you're not summoning.
Yeah, that happens all the time. That's like an actual deck that you use. It's a draw deck. You just mill your own deck until you draw Exodia.
I know.
I'm just telling you. I played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!
I played
so-
competitive Magic, and they make you mill your own deck for Jace the Mind Sculptor,
and then you make them mill their whole deck with 2 cards. Yeah, I know. I played competitive
you
Magic. I
like
played
kill Jace, throw everything at him.
There was a combo in like Legacy Magic. You only needed 2 cards. It was like an 8 mana cost combo. It wasn't a lot. It was a black-blue combo. And the first card, I remember what it was, but it was like mill the top half of your deck. And then the next card is mill the amount of cards equal to your graveyard into your graveyard. And you're just like, what? So you just mill them in 2 cards. And they're just like, this is bullshit. I hate this. Magic's gotten ridiculous. Anyway, circling back. We're getting a little off track. I'm just saying, Yu-Gi-Oh was friendship. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
GT was the shit though. Was it GX? That's what it was.
I was
love
gonna
GX.
say, don't say GT out loud.
You don't like. You're ready. I know you hyped for that crossover though to see who's gonna win. Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan Blue. Or Ultra Instinct now, I guess.
You can't do that at will, though.
That's gonna be some stupid shit.
You can't do it at will.
It's stupid.
He did
No,
it
it's because it's not stupid because realistically, there's literally like you can't.
He has to train it to improve the duration of it, though.
He
So
can't-
how are they going to justify it if he can't do it at will?
He can't turn it on. He even said at the end of the manga, and I'm sure the chat will say like he can't turn it back on. It was like a one-time transformation.
Real quick, just related to tonight. Apparently, we're not doing it at Brandon's. We're doing it at your place.
Yeah,
Why?
because there's like 15 people at Brent's.
Why?
He had like a whole family come, and there's like 12 kids in his house.
Oh shit!
Did not know that.
Yeah, there's a squad.
No, I told Ron that we were doing it at Brandon's, so I didn't know.
What?
That.
I just told. He was texting me just a second ago.
I was texting him earlier today and
Oh.
yesterday about this.
Oh, okay.
And he just told me it's at Chris's. That's my bad.
Rip
Okay.
Ultra Instinct.
So all I'm saying is like they can't pull out Ultra Instinct and do that again. Guys, when
That's
sausages come in packs of 8 when it can only fit 6 up your ass, you just gotta expand, man. It's about that training. You know, it's the only way to broaden your horizons or to expand your ass. I guess.
The Will of D.
The Will of D. There you go, bro. One Piece, bringing it back. Usopp, best girl.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be the flip. Usopp is really a chick. Hold on. They've never confirmed that's a guy. And he acts so much like a female, I believe it.
If so, Luffy's
Flat
gonna
chested.
feel. No, correction on that. Luffy's too stupid to figure that shit out.
Luffy is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
He's stupider than Goku. Like, he's
Yeah.
just stupid. I love when there's, like, a very obvious thing going on. He's like, what's going on? And then, like, everyone around him, like, Luffy, this is what... What? Other impactful anime, though. We have SAO. You said Tokyo Ghoul. I think Fairy Tail stands a chance. One Punch Man. Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
I think.
shit.
I think you have to mention Gurren Lagann. It was, like... There's been shows that follow in that same light. You have like Kill la Kill.
Yeah,
you have
Kill la Kill.
Yeah, Kill la Kill. I think is like one of the most popular that followed that. But
Only 2 seasons, but amazing.
I wish they finished Log Horizon.
I know
God.
they're never gonna finish that either. I think I think the creator of that show died too. Like it's unfortunate how many people in Japan are dying when they're leaving us with such good shit. But yeah, Log Horizon, I fucking love
'cause
that. But Log
they-
Horizon followed SAO, so I'm saying
Yeah.
like the most impactful that led to more
True.
bleed, right? And I think One Punch Man, My Hero, led to more shows or similar shows. One Punch Man led to Mob Psycho 100. If you haven't seen that yet,
Yeah.
Man.
yeah.
Man.
Gurren Lagann kind of led to Mob Psycho, but it also led to Kill la Kill. You have Fairy Tail, which is
Is
just
there going to
leading.
be a season 2 of that?
What?
Mob Psycho 100.
I'm sure they're going to. The manga's still going, so I'm sure they're going to do more.
Tried to make a live action movie.
Oh, he went to prison. That's what it was. I'm sorry. He went to prison for tax fraud.
Who?
The Log
damn
Horizon creator.
But he's alive!
Right in jail, motherfucker.
Yo, you know how dark that'll probably get all of a sudden? Like, why
There's
is
like
there
this huge prison arc.
Why is there a rape scene in here? Why did he drop the soap?
It just turns into fucking prison school.
Oh shit.
Can you please join the podcast? You watched another 3 episodes of Squid Girl. I don't even know what Squid Girl is.
Oh shit.
No, I know what that is. Yeah. I've seen bits of it. I have no desire to watch that show.
That show is nothing but.
He's dating a chick that's a squid or something, right? Isn't that what it is?
No.
Or she like likes squids or something? It's like,
No.
what is it?
She's literally like a human squid.
So she's a squid. That's what I said.
No, you said that he's dating a squid.
Whatever.
Wow.
You still say Raildex is impactful? I will agree with you, but I know these two haven't seen it yet.
What?
Raildex. Railgun Index. It's a series of.
Oh! Certain magical railgun or something like that?
Yeah, so I believe that they're placed in the same world. Is
Gintama.
what the basis of. Gintama's been around as long as Naruto, bro.
But it's even more amazing now. Like, I've skipped ahead.
I
just
agree,
to watch
but at the
some of it,
same
and I'm
time,
like,
Dragon Ball Super is more amazing now than
That's-
original
that's-
Dragon Ball. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Original Dragon Ball, Goku was savage. She was like, "I'll let you touch." He was like, "Why would I want to touch your dirty panties?" Like, oh,
I love that shit, like young Goku.
Goku don't care.
Have you watched original Pokemon recently?
Not
Ash was
recently.
a savage to Misty, bro. He used to roast her all the time. Like, me and my ex watched that a couple years ago, and he's a fucking savage to her, bro. He's like, who would want to date your ugly face? And they're just like, oh shit! And you just see Brock like, nope, not fucking with that. All right, let's. What else? What else would you? Okay, so a certain magical index and a certain scientific railgun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, that's
Season 3 of Index is airing right now, and they've already announced 2 more seasons for the franchise. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. I'll get around to watching that. That was
a
something.
certain magical index is really good. I already started
I need to watch
watching
it.
that one.
I've never even heard of it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
I can't stream anime on the show, but that's not allowed. First of all, we're podcasting mostly, and we're streaming live. But I would get in a lot of trouble for that and can't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Copyright.
Pretty much.
Super copyright.
What are some other like super impactful shows in the past like 8 years that you can think of?
Oh, fuck. Past 8 years?
Yeah, not movies, but shows. Because there's a lot of really big, impactful shows that have come out of the last 8, or movies that have come out of the last 8 years.
I can't actually remember. Has Hellsing Ultimate came out within the last 8 years?
Yes.
No, I think that was early. It was in the 2000s.
No, I think it came out like 11.
Look it up on your phone, bro.
Well, shit.
I can't type right now, so.
All right, let me see if I can find this. Because I know the original Hellsing came out in like the 90s.
Yeah. I guess you can throw Hunter x Hunter in that list then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Past 8 years.
Even though nobody paid attention to
Can we throw Bunny Girl Senpai in the list yet? Come on, man. God, you need to watch this shit. I don't think you'll like it, but you need to watch it. It's so good. Durarara, I can see that.
Yep.
That's a huge, like, that was a huge, like...
Well, my man kicked that dude out of his clothes.
I think that was a huge, like, mood swing, or mood shift.
2006 to 2012.
Bunny Girl Senpai is number 1, Sai. I know, okay, the person in chat that's talking right now is the person I've been talking to online about this show. Bro, okay. Again, I don't think it's your kind of show because it's mostly a romance. Like, that's the primary theme of it. It's a romance comedy, supernatural. We had a conversation about this last night. The theory is like there's a. I don't want to circle back too much about yesterday's podcast, but I'll just like give you a quick breakdown. Words are hard. There's something called adolescent syndrome, and all these kids are going through like supernatural events because of adolescent syndrome. Essentially, the people around them are affecting them. So somebody starts a rumor, it slowly becomes true or something, or somebody tries to hide themselves and blend in too much, they actually start to disappear kind of shit. So that's like the whole basis of the show, and it's like this guy and his girlfriend at some point, they like go through, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain this show quickly. It's just good. Like, I don't know, bro. I can't help it. Is that a Monsters University hat? It sure is. I got this at Disneyland last year. What else we got, guys? What other big shows?
Oh, shit.
It's Haikyuu been this year? Or the past 8 years? I think it started after 2010. The volleyball anime. Whether you liked it or not, it was a huge turn. That's where, like, there's been sports anime prior, but now sports anime is, like, mainstream. A lot more people enjoy it.
I know that it's really popular now for sports anime.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the Kokoro basketball? I cannot pronounce that.
Kuroko no Basket. It's Kuroko's basketball.
Yeah.
It's the way he plays basketball. That's the name of the show. But I think that was around the same time, if not after. My point stands. There's been a huge sports swing in the past 8 years as well.
Yeah.
Sports anime is pretty big. Shokugeki, sure. I'll give that one a spot. Shokugeki no Soma, Food Wars.
Oh, shit, yes.
I love that show, bro.
That show.
Ecchi as fuck. But come on. Have you actually watched some of the episodes? Have you tried to start Food Wars?
No.
Bro.
Gives people orgasms with food.
I know what happened.
The worst part is if you watch it right now with trying to diet, you can't. That show makes food look so fucking good. That's the part. I don't give a fuck about the ecchi. I don't give a fuck about the story. I watch it for the food, bro. That shit is food porn, quite literally.
I hear that didn't the artist for the manga used to, I think he used to do off-brand anime.
Probably. He probably did hentai too, and it wouldn't surprise me. Mob Psycho 100 we talked about, it wouldn't be like the big one because I think One Punch Man spurred Mob Psycho and Gurren Lagann helped spur Mob Psycho. Like those were kind of like the branch down, right? We're talking about the shows that kind of like started the trend of the change, so.
Yeah.
I'm just ignoring those two, by the way.
Shit, the Marvel Universe probably is what ultimately spawned a lot of the other
Marvel.
hero.
We're gonna go Marvel now. We
Yeah.
talking Marvel. You want to talk about? Did you know Stan Lee made an anime?
No, I didn't actually.
You did?
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it, but it's like something man. Like it's a superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's actually a pretty good anime. I watched it. It's a lot of fun. I forget the name of it though. I'll remember it at some point. Anyways, let's kind of.
I think we're winding down here.
Yeah, I think we're
running out of
fuel.
Yeah, here.
I don't
I
think.
don't know about running out of fuel, just ran out of staying on topic. Because, I mean, you can always go back to theories. Everybody was jumping in on theories.
Good
There was the one person on theories, but that's not today's topic point. We can go back to it. We got what? We have 40 minutes. Fine, let's talk theories. Favorite anime theory that was true or not true? Go.
Oh, shit.
Konosuba, fuck yeah.
Konosuba!
I made you watch that, right?
Which one is that?
The one where he goes to
is
another
useless
world
goddess.
and he dies from shock because he thought he saved a girl from a car and he pees himself and he goes into shock and dies. I made you watch that, right?
I've watched the first
How many of you
need
guys
to watch
agree
that
that
season.
Aqua is a useless goddess?
Everyone agrees that. What? That's the point of the show. She's useless. So I don't even remember the first episode leaves off. But he brings
God.
Aqua. She does nothing the whole show.
Oh.
She just sits there to whine and bitch.
Plain
That's her whole
bitch
character.
is why.
So you haven't met fucking Megumi? Oh my god.
Megumin. Oh, shit.
Oh my god. That's the best character in the show, bro. Explosion!
Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, never mind.
She asleep. Be nice to Aqua? No.
No.
Aqua is worst
You
girl
said favorite theory? Ash is dying.
in Pokemon. he's in a bed or he's in a coma. Yeah.
The whole thing is
Like,
death
I read that whole thing and I was like, it makes sense and it's tragic. Whole kid anime destroyed.
Let's switch genres. Rugrats is Angelica's all imagination. Because she's
Yeah.
she's
That's
dying
still
too.
anime. Anime is technically anything anime.
Okay, let's not have that discussion because that'll cause.
That'll cause a war.
So there's been a huge discussion because there's shows that Americans have produced that people want to be claimed as anime. Most notably Avatar.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Avatar should be a fucking anime or considered one. That show is so good. It has the same art style, but you can't even say art style because things have changed. You look at Mob Psycho, you know what I mean? That's not in the normal anime style.
definitely.
It's very
Yeah, he got One
cartoony.
Punch Man face.
Yeah. Gurren Lagann, it had an anime base, but all the fight scenes and stuff is very American cartoony, you know what I mean? So it becomes this huge debate of what really is anime. It has to be produced by Japanese people. Oh, really? Because Koreans do all the art for anime. I don't know if you knew that, but 90% of the art for anime is all
Where's King's Avatar?
the Chinese show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. It just stops in episode 3 of season 2. It just stops.
I'm going to see if I can find something about that, because I remember we talked about that before, too.
What
Anyway,
is that one?
it's amazing.
What is it, or how is it?
No, what is it? I don't
So
know.
King's Avatar is the only big name Chinese anime. The basis of the show is that this guy used to be a high tier MMO pro gamer kind of thing.
Where their MMOs don't
yeah.
have any animation sets. They just can do everything.
Yeah. It's like a
I wish-
VR MMO, but not really. They control it with a keyboard and shit.
I wish
But-
I had a game like
So
that.
the way the game, from what I understand, I haven't actually watched it. I want to get around to watch it and enjoy it. I know, I've heard that it's amazing, but you're telling me that season 2 is fucked, so I want to know what's going on. Is it season 2 or 3?
2.
2? I think it has a different name for the second season, doesn't it? Anyways, so from what I understand, and you said you've seen it, so maybe you can clarify this. Doesn't he leave his group or something, or he gets kicked out and he decides to start over to prove to everybody that he's the best?
Episode 1, he gets kicked out, and they give his avatar to somebody else.
Yes.
So he makes a whole.
And there's a
avatar.
pro gaming circuit. Imagine pro now, but football level fandom and stardom and shit. And so he starts over, and from what I understood, he doesn't specialize in anything. He does points in everything, just to he makes himself purposely
And
a bad
everybody's-
character to show how good he actually
But
is.
because they restarted the game, he's actually OP. But they're saying that the specialized characters are going to pass him once they start getting to.
But
the
he uses
ultimates.
his massive skill set to just shit on everyone.
But all of them currently, and this is why I want him to finish, because all of them currently don't have their ultimate abilities. So he's better. So a generalized character is better than the specialized characters until they start getting their ultimate ability.
Season 2 that you're talking about is an ONA. That's why it's only 3 episodes. You have to wait for season 3.
That makes me sad.
Is
Is season 3 announced? You were looking. Was it announced? Is it announced?
So they were talking about. I didn't look. We can check in a minute.
Killing me.
Do you guys know that the Bound arc is what saved the Bleach anime? No, fuck off.
What?
Really?
Whose man's is this?
He put a kappa, a joke face, like he's trolling
okay.
you.
Oh, okay, I couldn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, this. If you want to pull it up on your phone, or can you show him? Do you have it up? That little black and white gray face. That's called kappa.
Oh, okay.
It's a troll, like they're joking, they're fucking with you. Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say. That's almost as bad as the Fullbring arc. Oh man.
See, part of what killed Bleach for me initially...
The Fullbring arc.
No, was the Bound arc. Because originally when I first started actually getting heavily into Bleach, was when it first dropped on Netflix.
The Fullbring arc.
And they only had up to the Bound arc.
But the Bound arc isn't horrible. It's just
Long.
Yeah.
Very
Useless.
long.
So is
And
the Zanbato
nothing-
arc. So is the Muramasa arc. Garbage.
I actually liked the Fullbring arc fight me.
What?
Have a discussion. Start a discussion.
Ichigo crying. Oh. Oh god. Tell me how you. So why do you like the Fullbring arc? The reason why I don't like it is I like that they did the character design changes. I like it. And I understand that it was necessary. Let's get that out of the way. I know that it was necessary to progress the story. But I don't like it because, they almost completely changed most of the characters to make the Fullbring arc happen. So, Ichigo became a damsel almost until he slightly got his powers, and he slightly got his powers and then re-became a damsel. And then when he fully got his powers, which kind of contradicted the whole Fullbring arc, because they could have just stabbed him with the sword that they all... Anyway, so you set up the ass pool that is later used in the Thousand Year War, which is Skishiyama, because he is just a walking ass pool. And then you have a fight with Genjo, which Genjo wasn't even close to his level, so even the main fight was a letdown. That's why I hated it. You made Ichigo's character completely opposite of everything they had built up for that whole arc. And then as soon as he got his powers, he was boss again. And I was like, well, that's not character development. They made Ichigo the Sakura of his own fucking show for a whole arc.
Just real quick sidetrack. I think moving forward, I kind of want to change how we're going to do this show. I think we've been trying to stay on themes too much, and I think we just have better, fluid conversation if we just... Let's talk about anime this week. What do you guys want to talk about? And then just whatever.
Well, I mean, it's good to have a starting topic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We could do that when we sit down, though, because we could have just done My Hero this whole time. I'm just saying.
He said something. I care about his opinion.
I care about it.
I just feel as if they're going to bring it back after what was probably the perfect ending to the show that wasn't the worst. What?
I can see Chris's
No,
head.
I got what you're saying. Yeah, it wasn't the worst, but I feel like if they were gonna do the Fullbring arc, they should have stopped after the Aizen fight and then waited till you got the funding to do the Thousand Year War, so then you can do it straight through. Because kind of how they did it was how they did it you led into a weaker arc, which was necessary. I understand, most anime have a weaker arc. So you led into a weaker canon arc. And then you ended it on that weaker arc. If you're going to do that, you should have just left it at Aizen. And then, when you re-pick back up, because now it's starting to get traction that they're probably going to pick it back up. When you re-pick back up, then you do the Fullbring arc, because it's a weaker arc. It re-leads you into the characters. Because... realistically, aside from the hardcore Bleach fans, how many people is going to remember Skishiyama? How many people are going to even really remember the Fullbring? Because in the Thousand Year War, he doesn't bring up Fullbring at all, because technically Genjo took all of his Fullbring. So...
yeah, but the Fullbringers show up in the final fight, though. And they use their powers pretty actively, because that's the only reason they're able to even get to him. Is because they're using the powers of the Fullbrings.
Right, but I'm saying his full brain got sucked out. It's gone.
Okay, we don't need to give the guy more fucking powers. What more do you want? Hollow. Quincy.
Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
And full brain.
But they took it away.
They took.
He doesn't need more. He doesn't need more.
Because technically,
he doesn't need more.
I mean, even if he has that,
Shut the fuck up, Senju cells.
He still doesn't have Senju cells, but he has full brain because that's the whole point of his collar. Like that's from his full brain.
That's just a fucking cosmetic change. Do you know how many times they changed his outfit throughout that show?
But
you remember when my man came in with his Shikai for the first time and fucked shit up to save Rukia? Complete outfit change. With that badass cloak.
If you want to see some action. Okay, anyway. But,
He's the Avatar, master of all four powers. Bleached it.
He's not, no, because he got his full brain sucked out. They should have just if you were going to do that arc, just let him keep the full brain. Instead, you had to suck his full brain out, which he still has some. Again, that was the point of like some of that in the X.
All I assume is they just used it to amplify his current power.
Right, but if they were gonna do that, they should have just let him keep the full ring. But I got it because without him sucking the full ring out of Ichigo, Genjo wouldn't have even been a fight. It would have just been disrespect. I mean, Genjo was shocked at the fact that Ichigo just swung his sword and changed the fucking weather. Like, oh, that was your Getsuga Tensho, that's stronger. He was like, that was just me swinging my sword. Like, what? So he maintained the power from when he fought Aizen, but he couldn't fight people? He can change the weather.
He had no one to fight after that, though.
I mean, actually, the way the story set up, I think it was like a year jump, and then all of a sudden, that's when the Stern Ritter showed up, fucking everybody up. But again, I agree. Like, it wasn't the worst ending.
I think a big part of it is perception, too, because I think what they said, like, Aizen could have been the perfect ending. You could have left it there and everybody would have been happy about it. And then you pick up this arc and you're just like, the fuck?
But that's how you ended the anime. Like, I think that's probably why I hate the Full Bring arc, because it was necessary to lead into the 1,000-Year War. It is 100% necessary. But that shouldn't be how you end it. It's like, you shouldn't end your show, your anime, with the bridge. Because that's what that arc is technically a bridge.
Yeah, I got you.
So you ended your anime into a bridge, and then you give us that final episode, we will be back. Like, you ain't Inuyasha.
I used to love that show. I haven't seen that show in fucking forever.
Final Act came back and just hit. Like, every episode, you're like, oh, what happened? Kikyo's finally dead? Why did it take so long? She's been dead for 100 years, but her body is still there. Like,
seriously, that girl is harder to kill than cockroaches.
That was actually a good analogy. He's growing.
no, that was just his one.
It's like one
gaining power.
That was just his
with our powers combined.
Captain Planet's an anime. Fight me.
Yo, fucking ridiculous.
All right, well, I think that's a good point to end it. I think.
But you don't want the heart ring?
I think that's all we're gonna do for today, though. Honestly, that was a good 2.5 hours. I do think next week I kind of want to try a little more open format. We won't plan anything. We'll just kind of come in, talk, see what comes up, go around. We can come up with a couple ideas we want to talk about while we're hanging out, but we can kind of just go as we go. But thank you guys for hanging out and watching the stream. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast online. I appreciate you, and catch you guys on the next one. And for now, peace out. Sweet dreams and sexy nightmares, motherfuckers.